Thank you, thank you. So before we get started, let's take an opportunity to greet each other, to engage in the act of loving kindness, look in each other's eyes, go and tell somebody hi, let them know that they matter. Let's stand up, let's do it, let's get our energy moving. Please, go tell somebody hi, give them a hug, let them know that they matter, let them know that life is good. Let's not miss out on the opportunity.
They all walked away from me.
It's a good day.
It's a good day.
Yes.
Hey, nobody coming up here.
How you doing?
Good, good.
Good. It's time. It's time to make that change. People who can do it. Oh, in the middle.
Morning. Love you.
Love you too.
Whether you stand here or there.
I got you.
And then, wait a minute. I ain't got to do it like this.
I know. That's the only way it's going to work. All right. So that was pretty quick today. Some people are at home in the bed because of the snow. This month we're talking about change. Change, change, change. And I want to just start out by saying this. To invite you to forget about what you think you know about the burning bush experience that Moses had. It didn't just happen once. And it didn't just happen to somebody out there outside of you. The burning bush experience, it happens every day, and it's happening to you right where you are. We're talking about change. Change, change, change. And this morning we're working with the spiritual principles. We're working with number 1. We believe in God, the living spirit, almighty one, indestructible, absolute, and self-existence cause. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. Number 2, we believe in the individualization of the spirit in us, and that all people are individualizations of the one spirit. Number 8, we believe that the universal spirit, which is God, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we are surrounded by this creative mind, which receives the direct impress of our thought and acts upon it. Number 7, we believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. We are talking about change in light of the introduction to the Science of Mind textbook, where there's 4 chapters. The thing itself, the way it works, what it does, and how to use it. Last week we talked about the thing itself, and this week we're going to be talking about the way it works. And many of the centers, as I said last week, around the world are doing this same thing in one way or another. So I want to start us out with just a short reading from the chapter on the way that it works. I'm on page 37. Spirit works for us by working through us. The thing then works for us by working through us and is us always. It cannot work for us in any other way. It spreads itself over the whole universe and shouts at us from every angle, but it can become power to us only when we recognize it as power. We cannot recognize that it is while we are believing that it is not. Hence, it is written, they entered not in because of unbelief. We may enter in because of our belief, but we cannot enter while there is unbelief. Here we come to a house divided against itself. If we say we can only experience a little good, then we shall have experienced but a little good. But if we say with Emerson, there is no great and no small to the soul that maketh all, then we may experience a greater good because we have conceived it. Therefore, our belief sets the limit to our demonstration of a principle which of itself is without limit. It is ready to fill everything because it is infinite. So it is not a question of its willingness nor of its ability. It is entirely a question of our own receptivity of it. That's from What It Does. And so last week we said then that you and I, we are the thing itself. We said that the thing itself is mind, universal mind. That it is everywhere and that it is available to all, to everybody. And that our use of it, our thoughts and our thinking then, our use of it is an individualized action that draws the law into action. Our thoughts, our thinking, our use of it makes it so, in other words. So our thinking then and what we think about our thoughts, our thinking and what we think about our thoughts is really what the thing itself is. It's not this something outside of ourselves. The thing, it, I-T, capital I-T, is not person, place, or thing. It is you and I and our thoughts. That's a big idea because I said last week, it's an opportunity for us to begin to lay down our thoughts about God outside of ourselves. It brings our attention and our awareness where we begin to focus inside of ourselves. We said that it is made up of our conscious and our unconscious mind, our objective and our subjective mind. Our conscious mind and our thoughts, our unconscious, our conscious mind and our thoughts, our unconscious mind, which is our that subjective part of our mind that acts as a law. We said that there's not two minds, but one. That is, you think a thought and believe it to be so. That unconscious mind of you, the unconscious mind within you and the unconscious mind within me then makes it so. What's within, not outside of ourselves. So we said last week then that thinking is more than we thought. Thinking is more than we thought. We said then that we have to slow down long enough to become aware of our thoughts. We have to slow down long enough to become aware of our thoughts. Not just the ones that we are aware of, but especially the ones that we are not aware of. The thoughts that we are thinking that we are unaware of. Thinking is more than you thought, and not only do you have to become aware of your thoughts, you have to become aware of your feelings. The thoughts that you are thinking and what you think about the thoughts and your feelings. Your thoughts and your feelings come together and cause things to happen. Cause creation to happen in your life. Cause change to happen in your life. So you have to become aware of your feelings. The feelings that are associated with the thoughts that you are thinking. The feelings that are associated with the thoughts that you are thinking. This is important because we said last week that all thoughts are creative. Your thoughts, my thoughts are creative, and it's what leads us to change. Your thoughts and my thoughts are creative, and it's what leads us to change. All of this then is happening within. That's the way it works. All of this is happening within me, and it's happening within you, not outside of you. This is a point that you want to begin to embody and embrace, that all of this is happening within you and not outside of you. That's the way it works. Ernest Holmes says then that the thing itself works through us, in us, and is us. The thing itself works through us, in us, and is us. And so if I told you that right where you are, you have all that there is available to you to change your conditions, and that by changing your thoughts, that includes your feelings, it'll lead you to change. A change where you become someone new. You can't change your life if you never become someone new. Or I should say it like this. You can't change your life if you don't first become someone new. You can't change your life if you don't first become someone new. Joe Dispenza, if you're familiar with him and his work, he has written many books, he has workshops, and he talks about this teaching more from a scientific point of view. And I encourage you and invite you to listen to some of his work. Go to one of his workshops if you can. But what he says is this. He says that feelings are the end product of our past experiences. Feelings are the end product of our past experiences. We remember them more easily because we remember how we felt when that happened. We remember how we felt when he or she said that or did that. We remember how it felt when we showed up on the scene and saw that. We remember how it felt when we were at home and we didn't have anything available to us to eat. We remember how it felt when we felt like we were helpless and couldn't help our loved ones. So our feelings then is the sum total of our past experiences, and we remember them. And so in order for us then to become someone new, we've got to think greater than our feelings. Because our feelings are the sum total of our past experiences. Not only do we have to think greater than our feelings, but we've also got to begin to think greater than our current situation, our current circumstance. And we've got to become someone new in order for this to happen and for this to occur in our life. We've got to become someone new first in order for this to happen in our lives. And so in order to become someone new, as I said, we've got to think greater than our feelings and our current situations and circumstances. Then, because if not, then your feelings becomes the means through which you are thinking. If not, your feelings becomes the means by which you are thinking. Your feelings are the sum total of your past experiences. If your feelings then become the thing that is thinking, it's impossible then to have thoughts as long as we remain in the past. Because you haven't become someone new yet. You've got to become someone new first. And as long as you remain in your old ways of thinking, your past thinking, you'll never become someone new. You remain in the past, and you'll remain the old you. Change, change, change. Joe Dispenza also says that our past thinking revolves around our body, our environment, and time. All of our past thinking is the sum total of these ideas that come together around our body, our environment, and time. In other words, our past thinking is full of thoughts about who we are, how we look, how we feel, where we work, what we drive, what we eat, who we are with, when it happened, how it happened, who it happened with, who it didn't happen with, how much money I got in my pocket, how much money I don't got in my pocket, all past thinking. In other words, these are all outer experiences, and if we remain there, we begin to think that the outer is much greater than the inner. That the outer is much greater than the inner. And all outer experiences, if you don't know, has already happened. It's already happened. All outer experiences have already happened. And so it becomes who we think we are. We think we are our outer experiences, and we're not. And because most of us only remember, as Joe Dispenza said, about 50% of what happened in the past, about 50% of our past experiences, and most of us in our thinking oftentimes go to worst case scenario. He says then that we live in a space where we seek to predict and protect. Our past, our thinking about our past then leads us on a journey where all that we are attempting to do in our thinking is to predict the future based on our past. And in our predicting the future, we think of ideas that will protect us so that the past doesn't happen again. It's old thinking. You haven't become someone new in case you don't know. We're not here to predict the future so that we can protect ourselves. We're not here to predict and protect. We're here to see and to accept, to become available to all that is within us, to begin to create something new. We're not here to predict and protect. We're here to see and to accept so that we become someone new, to see that what is available to us. We are here to begin to see and to connect with and to accept the power that is within us. See, it works through us so that we can begin to create something new. You're going to have to become someone new first. In order to change your life, in order to create the life that you are desiring, you're going to have to become someone new first. And so what this means then is that we've got to begin to let the labels go. And not only do we have to begin to let the labels go, we also have to begin to trust in a law that is available to us. A law that is operating through us, our thoughts, our thinking, our feelings. Because the truth is that the law, it doesn't care. It doesn't care who you are, and it doesn't care about your little past. The law doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care what you've done, what you didn't do that you want to do. It doesn't care. Because all that is labels. Labels.